أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the dawn, من شر ما خلق, from the mischief of created things, ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب, from the mischief of darkness when it overspreads, وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, from the mischief of those who blow on knots, وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ, and from the mischief of the envious one as he practices envy. And Surah Naas, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of cherisher of mankind, Malikin Naas, the king or ruler of mankind, Ilahin Nas, the God or judge of mankind, Min Sharril Waswasil Khannas, from the mischief of the whisperer of evil, who withdraws after his whisper, Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, who whispers into the hearts of mankind, Min al-jinnati wan nas, among jinns and among men. So these are two surah of ta'weez. These are the two ta'weez for us. You can say that Al-Quran started with Surah Al-Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and then in the end comes Surah Al-Ikhlas, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, which is the surah of Tawheed. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appointed two guards, Al-Mu'awwadhatain, to guard this Tawheed. So they are coming as two guards at the end of Al-Quran. And both these surah are called Al-Mu'awwadhatain, two ta'weez. Our Prophet ﷺ, he used to take refuge from jinn, from the evil eyes, until these two surah were revealed, and then he left saying other things except for these two surah. At night time, according to the hadith of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, al-Mu'mineen, the mother of the believers, when he used to lie down on his bed, he is going to read these two surah and then blow them in his hands like this, Surah Al-Ikhlas and Mu'awwadhatain, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Naas, and then he is going to wipe like this on his face and then on his body. This was his practice. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha says that the Prophet, when he became very old, he asked me to do it. And the Prophet ﷺ also used to read these two surah on his two grandsons, Al-Hasan wal Hussein. So these are the surah who are known as Al-Mu'awwadhatain. And the Prophet ﷺ also said, according to the hadith of Uqba ibn Amir, tonight I received two surah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I did not see something, I never saw something similar to them. And then he read these two surah, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Naas. So these two surah, you are seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from four things in Surah Al-Falaq. Four things in Surah Al-Falaq, which is Qul A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq, min sharri ma khalaq, wa min sharri ghasiqin idha baqab, wa min sharri naffathati fil uqad, wa min sharri hasidin idha hasad. Four things in Surah Al-Falaq. And in Surah An-Nas, you are seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from one thing only. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ مِنْ شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ. مِنْ شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ, from the evil of al-waswas, the whisperer, which is shaitan. So this is how these two surah are to be explained. In Surah Al-Falaq, we seek refuge from four things which are mainly physical things, and they are found in this world. They are seen. And in Surah Naas, we are seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from something which is unseen, and that is the whispering of Satan. And you can see the difference between two of them, that when you are seeking refuge from four things of this world, then in the beginning you just mention one attribute of Allah. What is that? قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. I take refuge with the creator of Al-Falaq. Al-Falaq, which I am going to explain. Only one attribute of Allah. And when you are seeking refuge from Satan, you have to advance three attributes of Allah. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ. Three attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because this evil of shaitan is such a big evil that you need 3 horses for your car to be driven, not just one horse. All right, let us come to first surah Al-Falaq. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. قُلْ, say. This also shows that the Quran is not the saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If the Prophet has written this Quran, as some people say that no, it is the writing of the Prophet, how could he address himself by saying, say, qul? Huh? No, it means that this qul is coming from Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying qul, so the Prophet narrated the surah as it was revealed. 4 surah, we are starting with qul. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. And then Surah Al-Jinn. قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَقَالُوا إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا. So that is how it begins. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. أَعُوذُ, I take refuge. I give you some Arabic words as well, as I have done it before. This a'udhu is coming from a'adha ya'udhu, ain waw dhal. A'adha ya'udhu. And you know how to make fa'il. From kataba, fa'il becomes katib, the one who writes. And from kataba, how it becomes maf'ul? Maktub. Kataba, maktub. Something which is written, that is called maf'ul. In the same way, akala, fa'il is akil, and maf'ul is ma'kul. Ka'asfim ma'kul, something which is eaten. Qara'a, fa'il is qari, the one who reads. Maqru', which is read. Now this word is aza, fa'il becomes a'ir, because alif will turn into hamza. Is the person who takes refuge. Is in Sudan, that is a very common name. Izullah. But it is difficult to find out maf'ul from aza. From aza, what is the maf'ul? Anybody can shout to me, what is the maf'ul of aza? We said from qara'a maqru, from kataba maktub, from akala ma'kul, from aza. Anybody who can shout to me?
It's ma'az.
Mu'az, yes. Ma'az, yes, maf'ul ma'az. From whom you take refuge. Ma'az. That's right. This is all right. Ma'az. Aza, ya'uzu. Qul a'uzu. Say, I take refuge. Bi Rabbil Falaq. With the Rabb, the creator of Al-Falaq. Al-Falaq means, Al-Falaq is to tear something apart. That is Al-Falaq. So it is a common, if you take this word, falaq, you have so many things which are applicable to this word, like faliqul isbah, he is tearing the darkness into the light of morning, and that is birabbil falaq. Faliqul habbi wan nawa, he is tearing al-hab, the grains which if when they are torn, a plant comes out of it. And nawa, that is the stone which is inside the date. So this falaqa is used to tear up. And similar word is fataqa. Fataqa, falaqa, fataqa. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. These kuffar people don't see that the heavens and the earth, they were just a collective mass. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا, then we have torn them apart. And he created, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the universe from that big mass which was just a mass in the beginning. And that which Quran has told us, that was explained by the scientists later, that this whole universe came out after a big bang, a big bang. This is what this ayah says of Surah Al-Anbiya. So Falaq, Rabbul Falaq means the creator of the person, the creator who is tearing, and after tearing he brings life, he brings different things. Clouds, they are collectively having the water in it, and then they are torn apart with the rain coming out of it. The earth, it is torn apart with the vegetable coming out of it. Darkness at the end of the night is torn apart with the dawn, with al-fajr. So you can have so many examples of this falaq. So when you say just the word falaq, it will cover so many things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is doing it. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. After that we say, we take refuge from four things. The first thing is min sharri ma khalaq, from the evil of what he created. Now the word here is khalaqa, ism fa'il is khaliq, and ism maf'ul would be makhluq. Khaliq is the creator, makhluq is the creature. Khaliq and makhluq. All right. Min sharri ma khalaq, from the evil of what he created. Did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create evil? We say labbaik wa sadaik wal khayru bi yadaik wa sharru laysa ilayk. This is in labbaik, we can add these words as well. Labbaik wa sadaik al khayru bi yadaik. Khayr is in your hand, O Allah. Wa sharru laysa ilayk. Shar, evil can't be attributed to you, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not want evil to create evil. But here we are saying min sharri ma khalaq, we take refuge from the evil of what he created. So what is the meaning of that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create evil. This evil is because of us. When it touches us, then it becomes evil. For example, it is if it is a heavy rain, all right, it is going to give us a lot of fertilizer for the land. But if it becomes too much and it turns into a flood, and then because of the flood, you can see that how it is going to affect our farms and our houses. Everything is flown in the water, then it becomes shar. So shar is only because it has affected us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create it as a shar. In the same way, there might be so many viruses, so many billions. We don't care about them. But when this virus, corona, started touching us, oh, we say it is evil. It is evil. Why? Because it is affecting us. So there is evil when it is only when it affects us, it becomes evil. And we don't know from where that evil is going to come. As we did not know about coronavirus. We did not know about it. And that is the main thing when you seek refuge from Allah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You seek refuge of things which you can't see them, you can't detect them. I said it before that if you got an open enemy standing in front of you, you can use your sword, your stick, whatever way you want to defend, you are going to defend. You may run away because you can see your enemy. But this enemy, which is hidden, you don't see him. So this is why you got no weapon in your hand except to say, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, save me from all the evil which you have created. So the first thing is min sharri ma khalaq, from the evil of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Min sharri ma khalaq. That is the first thing. What is the second thing? وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ, and from the evil of darkness when it spreads, when it overspreads. وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ, from the evil of the darkness. What is in the darkness? That is night time. Normally you take rest and mashallah you enjoy your sleep. But in the darkness, why the thieves, they are going to break in the houses at night time? They know that people are sleeping, so that is the best time for them to do their job. So this is why it is said very wisely that you must leave at least one light open at night time. Because when someone is going to break in your houses and they see the light open, they might not come in. They say that people are alert here in this house. So in the darkness, you can discover yourself. If it is a dark room and you did not switch on the light, what is going to happen? In that house, in that room, it may be a reception room where there are sofa, where there's table, where there are chairs. You might hit anything. You may fall down because of darkness. If you got the light, then you can see everything and you can save yourself from stumbling. So this is why we say, وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ, we seek refuge of Allah from the darkness when it spreads. Some Mufassirin said Ghasiq means Al-Qamar, the moon. Waqab, when it shines. Why? Because the moonlight is not like the light of the sun. Moonlight is not enough for a person to defend himself at night time. So this is why some people, they say that even if you mean by it the moon means that it is associated with darkness. So anyhow, the main meaning here is that we take refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the darkness, إِذَا وَقَبْ, when it spreads everywhere. So وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, and from those people who blow in the knots. What means blowing in the knots? To do magic, to do sihr. An-naffasat, that is the plural of nafasa. And nafasa is coming from nafasa. Nafasa is to blow, but it is not like spitting. No, spitting does not mean anything here. It is just blowing without any spitting. This is how, when you do your ruqyah, you also blow after reading the words of ruqyah on the hands or on someone who wants ruqyah from you. So nafasat, some would translate it, because it is a feminine word, they say women who do this, who blow into the knots. But that is not the proper meaning, because nafasat is describing an-nufus. An-nufus means the people, the souls, the people Nafs, when it becomes plural nufus, it is a feminine. So this is how an-nafasat is used here for all those souls. Souls here mean the people who do this type of magic. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. And it is done on the knots. There are different ways of magic, but this is one of the way. And you might have heard about the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. Prophet ﷺ did receive a very light effect of this type of magic done by a Jew, Labid ibn al-Asam in al-Madinah. So this Labid ibn al-Asam, he sent his servant who used to serve the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet did not know about him. He took some of his hairs, and Labid ibn al-Asam took these hairs with the comb itself, and then he has done this sihr upon the Prophet ﷺ. Now here it becomes very difficult for some people to understand. They say, Prophet can't be mashur. He can't be subjected to any magic. This is wrong. This hadith of Bukhari is wrong. We just deny this incident. And they also said that these are the allegations of the kuffar people about the Prophet ﷺ, that he is majnoon, that he is mashur. So these are their saying. So if you believe that he has been subjected to sihr, it means that you are approving what they have done. Our answer to that is, yes, the Prophet ﷺ was not under the spell of that magic, the real spell of that magic. It was just a very light effect of this magic upon the Prophet ﷺ, to such an extent, as it has been described in this hadith. Prophet said, sometime he has done something, or he did not do something, and he thinks that he has done it, or he did not do it. It remained for 3 days extensively, and then it remained lightly for 6 months. And the Prophet ﷺ was told how to get rid of it. He was sleeping when 2 angels came, one sitting by the head of the Prophet, other at the feet of the Prophet ﷺ. They are talking to each other, and the Prophet is listening. One is saying, who is that person? The other said, he is matboob. Matboob, that he is under this magic of the magician, who is Labid ibn al-Asam. And then he said, then he asked this question, the first person, there were 2 angels, and they are asking each other, where is that magic? And the other would tell, yes, it is in the comb with the hairs, and these hairs are hidden under a stone in the depths of a well. This well is called Bir Zarwan, and it is at such and such place. So Prophet ﷺ was listening. And then they said, if the Prophet reads these 2 surah, then he is going to come out of that magic completely. And then they read these 2 surah, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ and قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. And Prophet ﷺ memorized these 2 surah. And when he got up, he sent Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Ammar, Sayyidina Zubair, 3 persons to that well. And they took out that comb with the hairs. And hairs got the knots in it. So this is why the word knots, al-uqad, is used here. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. The Prophet started reading this surah. With each ayah, 1 knot was unknotted. So there were 11 ayat. When he finished all 11 ayat, he came out of this magic as if it did not happen to him at all. And then he said to us, to the believers, that if you want to save yourselves from the magic, then always read these 2 surah. Now this word a'udhu is used in these 2 surah, and also in so many ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The famous dua which we are reading nowadays to keep ourselves away from this coronavirus. We say, Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min al-barasi wal-jununi wal-juzami wa-sayyi al-asqami. So you are seeking the refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from all these evil diseases, including this al-baras wal-junun wal-juzam and all the other evil diseases. So it include coronavirus, Spanish virus, Spanish flu, all such things which happened in the past as well. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. And after that, وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. And from the evil of the jealous person when he becomes jealous. It does not say we seek the refuge of Allah from a jealous person. No, when he becomes jealous, when he envies, because there might be many jealous persons. So you don't care about, you don't be worried about them. It is just like a person who got a knife with him. If he got the knife, that is, it's all right. He got the knife with him in his house, so why you are going to worry about it? But if he comes out on the street with his knife like this, moving his life and threatening the people, then it is a real threat. In the very same way, the person who starts being jealous to you, then it becomes a threat to you. And what is jealousy? The jealousy is maybe two types. That he sees you in a that you are enjoying a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, good health, maybe good wealth, maybe any other thing which he does not like for you to have. So he says that jealousy is that he does not want these things to be attached to you. He wants that these things should be taken away from you. That is one jealousy. And the other jealousy is should be taken from you and he should get all these things. So that becomes more intensive. And there is one thing which is allowed, that is known as al-ghibta, not al-hasad, ghibta. Ghibta means that you are not jealous of this person to strip him from all these good things, but you say, oh Allah, give me similar to these things. Allah, give me all of them to me as well. And this is why in this hadith that la hasada illa fisnatayn, jealousy is not allowed except in two things. What are the two things? A person who is given knowledge and he is spreading it day and night. The other person who got wealth and he is giving it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala day and night in charities. So you can say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, give me this type of knowledge as well. Allah, give me this type of wealth as well, so I can spend it in the way of Allah. So these are the two types of ghibta or hasad or jealousy which are allowed in Islam. Others are not allowed at all. As you know, this jealousy is such a terrible thing that the first murder took place in this earth because of jealousy. The story of two sons of Adam. When Qabil killed Habil, why? He became jealous of him. His sacrifice is accepted by Allah. My sacrifice was not accepted by Allah. He became jealous. So he killed him. The brethren of Yusuf alayhi salam threw Yusuf into the pit or into the well. Why? Because of jealousy. That he is more beloved to our father than us. That was the reason. So we can say that there were two major sins which are, you can say, mothers of all sins. One is jealousy and the second is arrogance, takabbur. Arrogance, which was shown by the Satan. The first arrogance which was shown by him, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the angels, and he was living with the angels, prostrate to Adam. all of them prostrated, all angels except Shaitan, whose name was Iblis. He said, no, I'm not going to prostrate to him. Aba wastakbara, Aba wastakbara wa kana min al-kafirin. He refused to prostrate. He became arrogant. He became haughty. And in Surah Al-Araf, Allah SWT has given the reason why he became haughty. He said, "O Allah, you created Adam from clay, and you created me out of fire. So my origin is better than the origin of Adam." So he was the first racist, who said that my origin is better than the origin of Adam alayhi salam. This is why he did not prostrate to Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. He became haughty. So these are the two crimes, or the two sins which are committed, and they become the mother of all other sins. وَمِنْ شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. And in hasad there is something else which is also included, evil eye. What is evil eye? Evil eye does not work except if there is another person in the presence of A'in. A'in, the person who is looking with an evil eye, and the other person who is subjected to this evil eye. So he must have seen him. So then he can effect with his evil eye. But hasad, you don't know who is doing hasad against you. So it is more dangerous. Hasad is more dangerous. This is why it is said that every person with evil eye is a jealous. But not every jealous is with evil eye. Among the stories of the Arabs, they say that there were few people who were known with evil eye. For example, few Arabs, they were traveling in the desert. One of them got an evil eye among them. Now they need some food. So this person with an evil eye, you can see some camels in the desert for someone else. They were also walking the same way. So he would come out of his tent in the morning and he will see one of these camels with an evil eye. What is going to happen? That camel is going to fall after a few minutes' time. Other camels keep on walking, and the only one which is deserted and left out, that was the last one. And then the people would come to that camel, they slaughter it, and then they have their feast on that day. So our Prophet ﷺ, when he taught us this ruqya, see the word of ruqya, Bismillah arqiq, min kulli shay'in yuzik, min sharri kulli nafsin, wa min sharri aynin hasidin Allahu yashfiq. Bismillah arqiq. With the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I do this ruqya. Min kulli shay'in yuzik. From anything, everything which is going to hurt you. Wa min sharri kulli nafsin. And from the evil of every person. Wa min sharri aynin hasidin. And from the evil of the evil eye. Evil eye, which is a jealous eye as well. So both things are mentioned in this saying of ruqya. Once again, Bismillahi arqiq, min kulli shay'in yuzik, min sharri kulli nafsin, wa min sharri aynin hasidin Allahu yashfiq. So in this surah, Surah Al-Falaq, we got 4 things, and we take refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with one of his attributes, which is Rabbul Falaq. He is the creator of Falaq, and from all these 4 things. Now come to the other surah.